Hey everyone, I'm Mind and welcome back to another Legacy vs. Original comparison video. In this video, I'll be comparing the two Golden Dragon sets that have been released in Ninjago. We have the original, we have set 70503, the Golden Dragon from 2013, and set 70666, the Golden Dragon from 2019, from Ninjago Legacy. As always, we'll be taking a look at these sets one by one, going over each feature of them, and seeing which one I like better overall. So to start, here's the original Golden Dragon from 2013. This is from the original wave that these sets are made for, the final battle. And I don't know how I feel about this guy. You see he's got this big molded head, right? All the original dragons had these big rubber molded heads. The Golden Dragon here reuses the Earth Dragon's head. The Earth Dragon had an exclusive mold, and the other dragons all use the same one. But this Golden Dragon reuses the Earth Dragon's mold in gold. And that is really cool to see, and they have like this, I don't know what this is called, like a ball shooter in here where you can squeeze down the dragon's head and shoot it out, and you can like shoot it at villains or things in your way. And it's a fun feature. I just feel like it takes up too much of the build, right? It's hard to really see this as a dragon when it's got this huge mechanism in it, because this mechanism was made for like LEGO Mindstorms and Bionicles, so seeing it in a dragon, it really doesn't fit in super well, but that's how they did all the dragons back in the day. Moving to the wings, it's got 3 sections on it. It can fold up like this and open up like that. Folded up doesn't look great, like the blades slightly overlap each other and this extends straight out, but then having it in like this looks fine in this position, but folded in, like, yes, you could do it, but does it look very good? No, not really. And then you can also have the wings flap up and down like this with this little hinge right here. And the wings can also be rotated from right here if you just turn this entire piece. So it does have a nice range of motion, right? You can have like the dragon slash at an enemy. Not that you would really have them do that, but if you had something right there, you can have them slash at it. So it is just like a nice bit of motion. It's just awkward, right? Like, there's lots of motion there. It's just weird how it all works. Moving to the legs, you've got like these Technic pin joints that they've used for a very long time, and I actually like these joints. I think they're a nice way to get like motion and stability, because you can actually keep the build quite stable when using these joints. Like something like that you can never do with ball joints. But the thing with these is, like, they feel a little too rigid for a dragon to me. Like, I feel like for a dragon, ball joints work so much better, because this, like, for a mech, this works for me, but for a dragon, it's just weird. It feels a little too robotic in my eyes, so I kind of wish they just stuck with ball joints, because while I said, yeah, it does allow for more posability and stability, it just looks a little too robotic, and it doesn't look right. The ball joints look a lot better on an actual creature. And then the feet don't move at all. There's no foot articulation. The feet are just locked in place, so they can move with the leg, but they can't move independently. The seating area right here is pretty simple. You just have 2 flags and a little white seat right here. Not all too much to say, just space for one minifigure, Lloyd, and yeah, that's what it is. And then finally the tail, it's got 2 sections to it, one right here and one right here. They're both on ball joints, which allows for like crazy motion. Well, not a ton of motion because it's only 2 sections, but you can shape it in all different ways. And then at the end of the second joint, you have these 2 tail pieces that come off, which can be rotated. So you can have it mount like that and like that. You can even have them overlap each other like that. Like, you can do whatever you want with these. Moving on to the Legacy Golden Dragon, you can see right off the bat, he's a lot smaller than the original, which I kind of like. That's one thing with Legacy is, like, I appreciate that it's not just straight up re-releases of sets, because it would just be boring if it was just a re-release of a set. So yeah, while bigger is usually better, it's just nice that this is different from what I already own. Like, this is something new, and I appreciate that. The head on this guy uses 2 separate plastic pieces, just like the, well, these are plastic, not rubber, but just 2 separate pieces like the original. Like, it's not brick built like a lot of modern dragons are. And I'm not sure if this headpiece is new. I've never had one outside of this set, but I think it might have been from LEGO Elves, so someone can tell me in the comments like where that headpiece is originally from. But regardless, this is definitely a new print for this headpiece and a new color for it. So I think this looks good and it fits this scale of dragon. And instead of having the giant ball in his mouth, he just has a little stud shooter, which again I feel like sort of detracts from the looks, but not nearly as much as the ball does. And he can just press down his mouth to spit it out, and he looks pretty good even without it. Directly from the front, looks a little weird, but from the side, he looks pretty good. Another thing with this head is it actually has a neck piece, which allows for more articulation. The other one's head is sort of just stuck out like that. You can move up or down, but you can't really move, like, have it facing out and looking up. So the neck allows just for greater range of motion, which is cool. I appreciate just that little neck being included there. Moving on to the wings, unlike the original, the wings can't be folded up at all, but also unlike the original, there's actually 3 joints to this. There's like an arm, there's a wing, and then there's the actual hand, which also moves on its own. So you can actually have the claw strike without the wing moving, which I think is pretty cool. This joint right here is just a ball joint. You can move it like that, and you can move the wing on the ball joint as well. But as I said, the wing itself does not fold up in any way. It just moves back and forth, but you can still get it 360 degrees like the other one can. and you can move it back and forth a little bit, it just doesn't fold. The feet, as you may have seen while I was trying to work with that wing, are not super stable. They don't use those rigid joints, which I complained about in the last one. They use ball joints like I suggested in that last one. However, this is making me rethink my comments, because trying to move this wing around, like this guy's slipping and sliding all over the place because these ball joints can't lock in place. So maybe locking joints are better for a dragon, because it makes this guy hard to like show off and pose in any way because he's just sliding all the time. So while the ball joints do work and they are good for like dynamic motion, it can be tough to just have this guy stand in place because he's constantly moving, right? Falling because the ball joints can't lock in anywhere. They're always moving in some way. But I do like the design of these legs. The legs and feet are separate, which is nice because the original can't do that. Legs can go forward and back and side to side a little bit. And then the feet can go forward and back and side to side a little bit. So nice range of articulation. It's just there's no way to lock it in place, which can be kind of annoying. Seating arrangement's quite similar, just smaller. You got a little white area right here with one flag instead of two. This flag has a sticker of a dragon on it, which is a little weird that a dragon has a dragon sticker on it. And then just a little space for Lloyd. And then finally the tail. It's got 3 sections while the original has 2. They're much smaller, obviously. And you can move them around in all different ways, have the tail go up and down, side to side, and it's a nice range of motion. There's not much to say there. And then you've got these 2 swords on the end, which can be alternated up like that, have them both up, both down. You can do whatever you want with them. They're just, they're on a little bar piece. So overall, this is a tough one, because both of these sets have things they do well and have things they don't do well. I think the new one is definitely better looking and has greater, like, posability options. But the old one is definitely a lot stronger and sturdier of a build. It's bigger, and I don't know, I feel like it's a little more complete, if that makes any sense. It's better for play, while the other one's better for display, which I guess is sort of what Legacy's about. So yeah, I'd be really curious to hear your thoughts in the comments below, because I really, like, normally I have a final verdict on these, but I can't really say which one I overall prefer. So yeah, let me know what set you guys think is better in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please press like, subscribe if you're new. I do LEGO videos like this every single day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. I think that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.